Alrighty then, where were we? One more ending. I believe we've done wrong ending 3 and 4. So wrong ending 5, lose 4 rounds, then win the battle. Oof, that sounds hard. Okay. Well, yeah, I remember this. So many cutscenes I have to skip. Okay, here we are. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. I have to lose 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, CMR, I have to lose 4 of them. 1. Extra. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Boom. CCMR 2. Okay, I've lost 4 of them. Now I have to win this part, which is gonna be, I hope it isn't difficult. Okay, 1. Yeah, got him. So 1 round. 2. Boom. Let's see. 1. Cool. Look at me. Let's see. 2. Did I win? Not yet. Boom. Lose. Loser. Who's that? Oh, I think I won. Cool. I awoke to a white expanse stretched out before me and realized I was still in midair. It almost seemed like I was above the clouds looking down on the world below. What is that? Finally, the light from the Book of Shadows faded, its power spent. Whoa-oh. I immediately lost my balance and fell through the sea of clouds, landing with a thump. Oh no, where's everybody else? Who's the fuck is that? Before me, I saw a young blonde girl sitting in the nude. Uh-oh, I'm gonna have to censor this. The entire area was so blindingly bright, though, that I couldn't make out who she was. The clouds clung to the ground even here, giving my surroundings their unearthly glow, pure white, as if this were the aftermath of a blizzard. I could make out new details the longer I focused, and now noticed that the girl before me had almost translucent blue eyes with no eyebrows. She was gazing fixed at me. I could only think of this being as someone who existed beyond all human knowledge. Sure. Are you the will of the Nirvana? I addressed her with a fearful break in my voice, but she just continued staring at me in total silence. Return to this book. I raised the Book of Shadows, but the girl's expression did not change. As a descendant of the one who summoned you initially, I'd like to apologize. You were just sleeping, weren't you? Papa was intellectually protest. The girl spoke, but I couldn't understand what she was saying. I wonder what language is that. Sophiam quepiat chiari infernals. Sunt omnia viscera is factua? Huh? The girl stood and began approaching me. I tried to take a step back but tripped and fell. This is when I first noticed my surroundings. The clouds had receded a bit, revealing no snow breath but a thick forest of half-dead trees. The girl approached me slowly, one step at a time, in an almost rhythmical manner. Yeah, okay. Her mouth opened wide. Are you gonna eat me? What the fuck? Okay. And a large branch popped out from the back of her throat. Suddenly she was crucified directly in front of me. Blood splattered everywhere. I was completely drenched. I screamed and tried to move back, but my legs had given out. Meanwhile, the Book of Shadows lay on the ground. It was the farthest thing from my mind at that moment. Then, from behind the skewered girl... What? I caught sight of another girl who looked just like her, her flaming body hanging from a tree. It swung very slightly in place, creaking and groaning, and with each revolution. Ego Safari Column P24. Yeah, okay. Whatever you say. Could hear accusatory yells in the same foreign language coming from hysterical men and women in the forest. What is going on? I shifted my focus from the burning, hanged girl on the tree back to the girl in front of me, and she too was now completely burned. She continued walking toward me little by little, step by painful, deliberate step. And when she finally reached me, she put her hands around my neck and began to choke me. Why would you do that? Thinking quickly, however, I grabbed the girl's arms, pulled her in, and gave her the biggest hug I could muster. I may not understand your words, but your message comes across loud and clear. That scream of agony speaks of a life that was violently cut short. I don't know what exactly happened to you, but I know someone else whose story is probably similar to yours. The burned girl stopped moving entirely. I guess I got in her attention. She was always so sad, and even after her life was taken, she still loved her mother dearly. But nobody ever forgave her. She suffered, and though all she wanted was for someone to help her, she wound up losing herself and eventually drowning under the weight of her curse. On my back. My eyes began to overflow with tears. I'd loosened my grip slightly, and then the burned girl began to stroke my cheek delicately, yet strangely. You're right to feel the hatred of rage you do, but this never-ending chain of sorrows needs to be broken by someone. It may not be an enviable job, but that duty falls upon you. She continued to stroke my cheek, but then also raised her other hand to my eye, stuck out her finger and jammed it right into my eye socket. Oh. Pain shot through me in one incredible wave. Youch. From somewhere deep within my head, I could hear the sound of a foreign body digging around my muscle tissue. Her finger directly cut my ophthalmic nerve. Between the intense agony and the deeply disturbing sound, I felt like I was on the verge of insanity. This must be the same pain this girl is feeling. If I can't understand what she went through, I'll never understand her. I won't run away. That decided, I allowed my body to give in to the convulsions that began racking it. I was trying not to consciously focus on the pain, instead focusing on the girl. Can I see? Yeah. I felt as if I were mere moments from choking on my own tongue when the girl's fingers finally dug my right eye out of its socket completely. Youch. Words could not describe the extreme pain. I cramped up completely and began shivering. The girl then put the sticky, bloody eyeball in her palm, displaying it triumphantly in view of my other eye for a moment before squeezing it with every ounce of strength she had. Why would you do that? It still had some elasticity to it, so it expanded in her hand until its length had roughly doubled, but it could only take so much, eventually exploding into milky white and red goo. And yet I still refused to show any signs of intimidation. I did not react. I waited until the girl's eyes met mine, then flashed her a soft smile. She looked genuinely puzzled. And then she threw herself at me, and our lips met? What? What the fuck? Solitarius? I hugged her once more in spite of my trembling arms. A huge shockwave shook the air, transforming into light and shattering around me. When the light settled, I was standing at the top of those mystic red stairs, which had now reformed and stretched down below me to the remnants of heavenly host. I held my gored-out right eye socket in my right hand and the book of shadows in my left. Wait, what? Whose forearms did win the battle? Huh. Somehow or another, I was able to return the core. I did it, sis. And now what? I sighed again and looked around me. The only distinctively visible thing nearby was a large pool of blood, and standing right in the middle of it was a girl wearing the same school uniform as Yuka's. Just say Satsuki. Sob. She turned around and looked at me, sobbing uncontrollably. Her eyes were pitch black and her entire countenance seemed somehow off. Aren't you? Yeah, from Kisaragi Middle, right? Hey, where's everyone else? Satsuki licked her lips with the speed of a lizard. It was the sort of movement that no ordinary human could possibly accomplish, though it happened so quickly that I was kind of doubting what I'd just seen. Wasn't everybody here earlier? Did she aid them? Come on, say something. Where did this pool of blood come from? It was only after I'd asked this that I heard a voice from behind me. Ayumi, Shirozaki. Yeah? You're... It looked like something had bitten off most of Marguerite's body from the waist down. Her flesh was tattered, her organs exposed, and blood absolutely everywhere. I fucked up. That thing's synapses are shot. Get the hell out of here. I had no idea what she was talking about. Then in a flash... Yeah. Sasuke's head split apart like a blooming flower, and the creature lunged directly at me. No. Dead. Just like that, my head was bitten clean off my body, and the rest of me just plopped to the ground. Chewing and crunching sounds echoed throughout the empty, otherwise silent space as Sasuke enjoyed her freshly caught meal. Yeah. So that was wrong ending 5, so just true ending left. Cool. Yeah. Oh no, not this. Options. Oh my god, just one more ending left. So in order to get ending true end, you must not lose more than 3 rounds. So I have to win. Basically. Oh boy, more skipping cutscenes again. Alrighty then. Let me just get ready. I'm gonna stretch a bit. Oh, this is finally it. Oh boy, let's see. SFM 3. Boom. This part 2. Boom. This part is number 1. Boom. S server is number 1. Boom. And ephemer is number 2. Boom. Is that it? Did I win? Oh, is this the same thing? Let me see. Also, white expanse. Finally, the light. Okay. So, since I'm holding shift button, it means that we've already seen this before, right? Yeah, it is. So I'm just gonna skip this part then. Unless there's something new here. Oh, cool. Finally. Huge shockwave shook the air, transforming into light and shattering around me. No, please no. I could hear Kishinama and the others yelling out in shock, having witnessed everything from the bottom of the stairs. Aiko was there too. Really now? Where? Wait, why is Aiko down here in this part? Next to... Is that Naomi? Right behind the text box. When the light settled, I was standing at the top of those mystic red stairs which had now reformed and stretched down below me to the remnants of heavenly host. Cool. I held my gored out right eye socket in my right hand and the Book of Shadows in my left. Cool. Slowly, solemnly descended those stairs of light. That is the end of Super Ayumi. Guys, you're okay. Shizaki, your eye. You're injured? I'm alright. It's a small price to pay for helping that girl move on. The Book of Shadows in my hand had a white sheen to it now. I gave a weak smile and slowly formulated in my mind the exact words I wanted to say. I'm sorry, everyone. I know I've put you through a horrible mess. No matter how many times I apologize, I know it'll never be enough. What I did is unforgivable. But I won't let you guys get hurt anymore. I'll protect you from here in this nirvana. What are you saying? Did something happen, Shirazaki? This doesn't seem like you. Don't worry, I'm okay. I've just resolved to protect the people I hold dear. For real this time. Shirazaki. Kishinuma seemed especially perturbed by this resolution. Perturbed. He must have thought I was on the verge of sacrificing myself for the greater good or something. And rightly so. Oh, shit. But the section of floor where I stood was up too high for Kishinuma or any of the others to reach me. They couldn't stop me. Not anymore. I'm a descendant of the Shinozaki family too, so just like Sachiko, I'm going to swallow this nirvana and seal it away. Like Sachiko, you can't possibly... No! I'd be too embarrassed to look my friends in the eye while informing them of this, but knew I had to now. It was my last chance. I looked up at them, cheeks a little red. I guess this is goodbye. I giggled as playfully as I could. Enough with the bullshit, Shinozaki, you've been through enough already. Don't do this. Kishinuma was downright hysterical, but I still kept the same bright smile on my face. I wouldn't let go of it no matter what. It's not all bad, you know. I saw in Yoshi's memories, before Heavenly Host was made when Sachiko sealed away the Nirvana, the person it was created for, whose existence had been erased, was able to get it back. Huh? Okay, well, good for them. Took a lot of people's death, though. Took a lot of fucking souls and shit. His existence, you mean? I might be able to do the same for Shinohara, Suzumoto, and Morishige, and Mitsui. I might be able to at least put everyone's memories of them back where they belong. Oh, all this for that? God damn. I'm happy I'll have to say goodbye, but at least I'll still remain in everyone's thoughts. I'll still exist, and that's a pretty good deal in the end. God, no, Ayumi. It's just much too sad a fate to be erased by the Nirvana. Shinohara, Suzumoto, Morishige, and Mitsui. Is this really what you want? You need to stop thinking about other people and start thinking about yourself for a change. My facade had finally cracked. A single tear rolled down my cheek, and then another, and another. And with impeccable timing, the Book of Shadows spoke, striking me while I was down. Unfortunately, there's no saving you. Controlling such dark magic requires equal compensation. Your spirit energy is no match for Sachiko's, so your very existence itself will be taken as payment. The hell? Those who come into direct contact with the Nirvana must accept the consequences of their actions. Those who alter the fabric of existence doubly so. Doubly. All memories of you will be forfeit. You will be remembered by none. Everything connected to your identity will be excised from reality. Choose wisely. Shinozaki, hey, this is no joke. You won't exist anymore. Choosing that for yourself willingly is just asinine. For a split second, I let my true feelings show, but then immediately forced a smile again. But if everybody's lives can go back to normal. So fucking what? You don't get it at all. You need to stop this, Shinozaki. Isn't there another way? Yeah, class rep, I don't want to lose you or anyone else. I'm through with people vanishing from my life, so please, just stop. Don't do this. Black magic does come with a price, but even I don't want a future without you. I absolutely cannot agree with this course of action. Thank you for all the kind words, but this is something somebody has to do. That somebody's going to be me. You could always keep the Nirvana intact and remain as its jailer instead. Are you certain the path you've chosen is the one you wish to walk? I won't leave this problem for the next generation to deal with. That just wouldn't be right. It wouldn't. Then I shall accompany you. But can a normal human like yourself truly consume this expanded Nirvana? I just have to swallow it all, right? I can handle that. So you're gonna be Kirby now? No more Super Ayumi? I shaved a piece of flesh from the wall of Heavenly Host, fully prepared to illustrate this point. Really? You're gonna eat it all? Without thinking too hard about what I was doing, ignoring every impulse in my body, I shoved the fetid meat in my mouth, chewed it, and gulped it down. My face warped in horror as I felt the morsel slide its way down my throat. I might as well have swallowed fire. This somehow triggered my back to pop open slightly and begin spurting blood. Oof. The bits of flesh I was unable to stomach were then quickly and rather ungracefully regurgitated onto the floor. Well, that was a waste of time. Everybody get out, hurry, there's a hole leading back to the real world at the school's entranceway. How do you know this? Then picked up the flesh and spit out and tried to cram it back into my mouth. I was determined to keep it down. It would have been a lot easier if I hadn't been glaring at me from my hands, however. Wait, stop, just stop. You're really gonna swallow it all? I turned to face Kishinuma and was practically begging me not to go through with this. It's not like I wanted to, I just had to. Stop this, please. We don't want you to disappear from our lives, not without a fight. I smiled. The sentiment was truly heartwarming. You always did look out for me. Don't think I didn't notice. Even if you forget I exist, I'll never forget you, Kishinuma. Kishinuma's eyes swelled up with tears. When you patted me on the head, it made me really happy. I smiled again, even while tears were streaming down my face. This time, after swallowing the wall meat, blood began spurting from my head. Yet finally my action seemed to be having an effect, as the wall in front of me began to fizzle away into a blood-red mist, ultimately vanishing before my eyes. Stop doing that, god damn it all. Kishinuma collapsed to his knees. Another shockwave rocked the whole of the dimension. It was so enormous that the ceiling fell It was so enormous that the ceiling fell in and the nearby wall began to crack. Whatever rickety parts of the school were left had begun crumbling around us. You're really something, Ayumi Shinozaki. Let's get out of here while we still can. Come on, get up. Do you want her death to be in vain? It's not like we could stop her either way. Not from here. Let her do what she feels like she has to. Well, she's the successor of Chisachiko's bloodline. It's her right. Class rep. I'll never forget you no matter what. Big brother, and Satsuki, you're okay. Yeah, though Satsuki's still out cold. Get your asses moving. Do you want to be eaten alive alongside the Nirvana? I'll leave you behind if I have to. Let's go. Huh. Wait, where's Satsuki? Before he left the area, Kishinuma looked back one last time, but I was out of sight by that point. Poor guy can't catch a break. We carefully but swiftly made our way through the rubble of the former bell tower. Along the way, Yoshiki paused for a moment to look up at the stairs and caught a glimpse of Misuru's clothes. Those are Misuru's clothes? So he died too, huh? It was only a moment's distraction, however. Yoshiki, like the rest of us, very quickly continued on his way. I'm glad I don't have to play this part. I'm scared. Of course you are. You're always scared. It's just a little fodder. We can make it. But we have to hurry. Yeah? Where's Magari? Yoshiki got to follow, but he said just stood there. He wouldn't take a single step. What's wrong? Nami's still on my back, saw Yoshiki's motionless form and knew something wasn't quite right. Is she just going to be erased from all our minds? What's going to happen when she eats the entire Nirvana? Will the world actually be able to go back to normal? He seemed to be caught in a loop of doubt. He was trying to work through something in his head and didn't seem ready to move again until he succeeded. What are you doing if you don't hurry? Right, now she's in there. She's inside the Nirvana. Yoshiki, wait! He turned back toward the ruins of Heavenly House and ran off. You guys get the hell out of here. Okay, no problem. And just like that, he was gone, fallen rubble blocking us off from the passageway he darted into. God, no. Oh well. Lost another friend here, Yoshiki. Oh well. Try as we might, there was no pursuing him. He made his choice. There was nothing we could do to change things now. We have no choice, we have to go now. The school began to shake even more violently. Yoshiki Shirozaki. Yeah, okay. Not only was it shaking, but cracking and groaning as well. The school was definitely not going to stay intact for much longer at all. The red and black sky began to get sucked into Heavenly Host like smoke into an exhaust vent, with the beautiful clear night scenery of the real world peeking out from behind it. I'm back. Now what? Well... And slowly, the blue sky of day crept into view, ousting both the moon and the horrors of the Nirvana alike. The 6 pillars disappeared from the earth, leaving only giant craters in their wake. The rising sun shone upon the death-ridden world, serving as a beacon of light and hope for the people who suffered beneath what could have been and for a time was an endless night, in a place that exists outside of this world. A curse built upon darkness and sorrow swept through like a river, overflowing its banks into the valley below. But the flood was dammed through the blood sacrifice of a truly benevolent girl, whose very existence was lost in the process. The fate to die cannot be overturned. Okay. Hey, look at that. Do they still get to keep their faces? How did they explain their deaths, though? There you go. But the former existence of your sadly departed friends has been restored to this reality, their memories, their achievements. From that, however, a new sorrow floods the world, and the healing process begins anew. Great. Now everybody remembers, oh my god, my own child died. Wow. More depression for us. Of course he ain't gonna smile. So how are they going to explain their deaths? Like, it's been a year, right? And Miss Korn's existence as well. What about those guys? Yeah. The baton of Guardian has been passed down from one generation to the next. Isn't Ayumi's face supposed to be blacked out too? And somewhere in this world, I'm certain she must still bear it, protecting us all from deep under cover of night. But her face though, Ayumi's face, oh there you go, she disappeared completely? Holy fucking shit. That's awful. What about Kishiruma's face? Oh wait, even Kishiruma too? She's been erased from our memories, however, so wherever she is, there can never truly be any communication between us again. But in this future where countless worlds and fates have merged, I'm back. Food's ready. Coming. With a sigh of relief, Takashima stood up and left her room. Okay. What the? Next to the photo of her classmates, another photo stood on her desk taken at Machida's house. Certain we'll see her again. Who? Go on, hold the pride of the protector of power in your heart. Uh-huh. Yeah, that it? No, really, that's it. Okay, what an ending. Yeah, sure. Probably gonna have to mute this music. So, yeah, wow. There's so many things I wanted to say about this game. The minigames are awful. Of course, it's Corpus Party. The minigames are expected to be awful as fuck. Character reactions, I like them. Not that much though. I think I much prefer the writing in Hysteric Birthday Bash. At least that's funny. But whenever I'm exploring the school, discovering cool things, I'm like, oh man, this is so fucking awesome. I'm so concentrated. I'm so immersed. But it gets ruined because of the game cutting to some other people's stories that I don't give a shit about, like Naomi's part, like the world happening, yada yada, or something like that. Why didn't, what's his name, Satoshi ever use the cell phone to call Ayumi? We've seen Misuro use his own fucking phone in the railroad to contact Ayumi, who's in the Nirvana. Why didn't anybody think of ever doing that? That just doesn't make any sense. It's so weird. And, yeah. That's... it is so dumb. So, whatever happened to Yoshiki? It's probably in the extra chapters or something? Probably, possibly. What else? Again, our dearly departed friends. I didn't care for them at all. What's their name? Morishige, Mayu, Yui, and Seiko. I mean, they're awful people. Especially Seiko in Hysteric Birthday Bash. She's just so mean to Naomi. It's so fucking... She's so annoying. But now, you want me to save her? Like, that's not a good deal. What else? Morishige and Maya have their own little world. I don't care for them. Miss Yui, I still don't care. Whatever happened to Tsukasa? Is Tsukasa like a big deal in the Hysteric Birthday Bash? Why is he never mentioned? So funny. Anyway, and yeah, okay. Yeah, I get it. What the hell? What is it? Why is there another fucking... Can I skip this? No, I cannot. PC and Switch development, Code Glue. Yeah, these guys. Well, at least there's no music. So, yeah. A lot of the times I had to use the walkthrough, but most of the time I like exploring. I always get caught in the tripwire shit. So annoying. What else? The ghost. I really don't know. The stamina bar is so awful. Why not just have a stamina bar? At least it indicates when I'll get tired, and then I'll be like, okay, time to strategize when I'll run again. It's just so annoying, you know. Why did it? A minimap is also helpful, especially when you're playing a game about exploration. Why did they never do that? I don't know if I heard this right, but I think there was a point in the development of the game where they were considering putting a map, but they didn't. Why? And a lot of people, I don't know which people, probably the Japanese, didn't like the infinite. Oh shit! Ayumi's here. Yes. A lot of people didn't like the batteries always getting low battery and shit, so they gave the option of the infinite batteries. Maybe the West was the one that complained about it. I ain't complaining because at least I don't have to worry about that. I have to worry about other shit. And here I sat in my own house in Hinoe's room, in the corner in a wheelchair, expressionless and empty, with the book of shadows on my lap. There was no fire in my eyes, no life. I just sat and stared at a single point in front of me. Book of shadows can make everybody happy. The reflection staring back from the mirror wasn't me. It was Sachi, the girl in black. Sachi's eyes were covered by her bangs. Her expression was impossible to read. She was unmoving, unreadable, untenable. Just a reflection of me. Will protect everyone best as I, even if it's by myself. The book of shadows in my hand dotted his eyes around frantically, its tongue dangling limply outside the frame of the tome itself. So Yoshiki's there. The house sat in silence for a moment. And then the doorbell rang again. The reflection in the mirror was no longer Sachi. It was just Ayumi. Just me. The book of shadows reverted to, showing itself once more as a plain, ordinary, entirely standard leather-bound book. What happens now? The blue-white stones were tossed up into the air, where they danced a bit before tumbling back down. What blue-white stones? Could easily catch them with one hand. Oh, it's Kishinuma. Yeah, still here. I looked up at the white house in front of me and smiled a toothy grin. How the hell did they get a house? And I held onto those stones tightly, for they were my precious ever-after stones. Finally, I found it. Found what? Huh? You found a house? Oh, okay. I don't get it. I don't care. Of course I want to save. Options. Ending list. Wow, look at that. Oh, this is so good. Extra chapters. But I don't get it. So, how the hell did Ayumi get a house of her own? What happened to her parents? Did they die? That house is supposed to belong to someone, right? There's supposed to be an owner, Ayumi's parents. But what happened to the parents? Are they aware that Ayumi stole their daughter, even though she was supposed to be erased from her memories? And somehow Hishinuma was able to get the Ever After Stones? Where the hell did he get that? He finally found... Did he mean when he said he finally found it, does that mean he finally found Ayumi's house? How did he... Why did it take so long for him to find her house, even though he knows where Ayumi's house was in the first place? I don't get it. I don't understand. So yeah, this was Blood Drive. Finally, we're just gonna finish the extra chapters. Pretty good game. I hate the minigames, especially the axis part, the spiral. A lot of minigames I hate. Maybe I'll make a long asinine analysis of Blood Drive too, once I'm done with the first Corpse Party PSP game though. I wonder when I'm gonna finish that. Probably never.